All right, we're live again, starting over. So let's just start with the
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
If you
clearing
haven't
space.
hit the subscribe button, please do so.
It's gonna be
Meanwhile,
over there or
there,
there.
yeah, it's somewhere around there. And don't forget to hit that little bell so you get a reminder. Anyway, we're running short now on time because all kind of crazy things happen. Well, I guess it is Mercury retrograde after all, right?
I'd forgotten. Is that if that's actually true? Oh, am I feeling it this time?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think I read something about it this morning. I don't really pay much attention to it just because I think that a lot of people pay attention to Mercury retrograde and then they bring it, I think it's
On
better if you
themselves.
I think if you get affected by it and you don't realize it's Mercury retrograde, that's for real,
Yeah,
right? But if you are hyper focused on Mercury retrograde and then stuff gets goofed up, I think you're probably bringing that on yourself. But that's
that's.
just me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I really we touched on AI a few times, had conversations over,
Yep.
about AI. And I wanted to combine that with the idea of moving energy. So I first heard it put that way by Dougal Fraser. I'm in a group with Dougal Fraser. I'm also in a group with Radley Valentine. You know that.
Yep.
But Dougal was always every time we would get together, every month we'd get together, he would say, um, he would get people on for like live coaching, and then he would say, are you moving energy? And everybody was like, well, what does that even mean? And so then he would explain, are you are you taking action, basically?
Okay.
And one of his big things was clutter clearing clutter. And I knew I had this room that I kept the door closed when the house cleaner came, and when the kid was here painting the house, painting the house and painting the bathroom upstairs, like I closed the door because I mean the room was just it was a place to put things I had nowhere else. I had no idea where else to put them, and it
Yeah.
got out of control and
Yep.
had
And you
huge
just don't want
piles.
anyone to see it.
Yeah, and you just it's like, yeah, you do your best to keep the rest of the place under control,
Hmm.
but there's chaos, right?
Yep. Correct.
And so when to make a long story short, my husband and I disagree about the state of the room when it's time for sleep. He is no TV and pitch black, and I've got to have the TV because I need the sound, and
Hmm.
I can't handle pitch black. I've got to have the moonlight coming through the window or something. I can't,
Yep.
because
Interesting.
if I have to get up and go to the bathroom, pitch black is not my friend. My toes just do not enjoy that. Um, so anyway, all this time that we've lived here, I had this room. I made it up. I painted it as like a craft room, and then it turned into just a catch-all.
Yep.
And I just kept thinking to myself, hello there. I just kept thinking to myself, it'd be really nice if I could get off the couch and not sleep on the couch, and have, my own little sanctuary. So I would go stand in the doorway of that room, and I'm gonna just shut off the comments because
Yep. Me
it's
too.
distracting. Anyway, I would just go stand in the doorway of that room, and I would look at all of the chaos and the clutter and the piles and the, stuff, and I would just be paralyzed. I just
Hmm.
would be absolutely paralyzed.
Yep. Yep. You don't
And
know where to start, and
no, yeah, you
therefore,
don't. You
yep.
just don't, right? You
Right.
don't. You're like. So I remember a couple of times I tried to do it, and to clear out this room. I tried, and what I wound up doing was just shifting the piles,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
I've done
You
that.
know, shifting the pile. Oh, well, let's put all this in this box and all this in that box. And so I was like, I never knew, like, why am I like this? I know that my house wasn't so tidy when I was a kid.
Likewise.
I didn't really grow up with, one of those every Saturday morning vacuum, dust,
Mhm.
clean the windows type of families.
Right. In the living room, you can't walk in.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like friends can't come over or whatever. So, um, I just I was, and I don't call it doom scrolling because I don't doom scroll. Like my Facebook feed has otters and giraffes and
Mm.
jokes and fun. It's not filled with politics because I don't engage with those things, so it doesn't show it to me, right?
Yep.
But I was
Smart.
scrolling, and and I know, I'm very interested in ChatGPT. I work a lot with ChatGPT. It helps me gather my thoughts. And I saw this ad on Facebook, and it said, um, if you have ADHD, these prompts will change your life. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that I
Mm.
never thought about that. I mean, it never occurred to me that I would have ADHD
Mhm.
until I started reading kind of what the descriptions were.
Sure. Yeah.
So is it ADHD like in the classic sense, or is it just energy sensitive and totally reacting to the chaotic energy that was in the room? Whatever it is,
Yep.
you know. So I said, well, I'm going to go over to ChatGPT. Let me just go to ChatGPT. So I did. And I said, I saw this ad for ADHD prompts. I'm pretty sure I don't need those prompts, but I think if I've got ADHD and I'm trying to clean this room, maybe you could help me. And it was like, well, yes, Angie, of course. So I uploaded a picture of the room, a couple of
Okay.
them, and instead of getting judgment, which is what you're always afraid you're going to
Right.
get when
Right.
somebody looks
Right.
and says,
Imagine ChatGPT going OMG.
right? Like if you posted that picture on Facebook, let's say,
Oh yeah.
all the shade that would get thrown at you. And
Right.
it was just like, wow, Angie, you have a lot of stuff. And it looks like you have a lot of really cool stuff, but maybe it could be, managed and honored in a little bit of a different way.
Wow. How can
So
I?
I was like, okay, can you help me? What do we need to do? So it literally talked me step by step. Okay, well, I see one, two, three, four, five, like 10 purses. Find a laundry basket or a box and just gather up the purses. So I did. And then, okay, took a picture, uploaded it, took that picture. Okay. Oh, I see the purses, are in here now.
Mhm.
So now I see there's a pile of dirty clothes over there. They can't tell if it's clean or dirty, but
Right. Right.
whatever. So deal with them. So it was a small pile, and it
Mhm.
was sweaters that really just needed to be hung up. So I did that. I was like, oh, okay. And then step by step, picture by picture, instruction or coaching, whatever word you want to use,
Mhm.
a little at a time, the room not only got cleared out, I filled up somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 donation boxes,
Holy cow. Nice.
and I like 5 or 6 kind of hefty bags of trash.
Yep.
A lot of it was just the kind of clothes that you can't
Right.
donate because it's
Yep.
just, no good, or broken
Too
things,
old.
or,
Yeah. Yep.
whatever, whatever, whatever. And maybe sometimes I got a little ruthless with the trash,
Hmm.
and I could have probably, gone through it further, and
Yep.
but I
No,
got
that
to
happens
a point
about like
where,
3 hours into the project. Right?
yeah, I mean, and it took me days. It took
Yep.
me, how long was I working on it? What, like 7 days, I think?
Okay. Cool. Wow.
But I mean, it was amazing, the idea. Like everybody, I think the point of all of this is clearing the clutter, getting rid of all the things in the room. My body started to feel better.
Yeah.
My mind started to feel clearer, like shifting energy, moving energy. Like Dougal said, moving energy was really having an impact on the way I felt, on the way I felt about coming back from my upcoming surgery, about all of those things. And I honestly would not have been able to bring it to the kind of fruition I brought it to without the help of ChatGPT. I wouldn't have been able to. So I remember one time when we were talking about AI, how you said, you either read, or maybe it was you that said it. When the internet came out, everybody was afraid of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
It's a
Yep. I
tool.
did say that.
And I think that's really the point. If we begin to understand how to use it, I mean, there was nothing. I didn't use it to write a book. I mean, could I? Yeah, I could totally get ChatGPT to write a book for me, but I don't want to.
Right.
Like, even if I do go into some kind of writing endeavor, because this isn't, there's some really interesting concepts here as it comes to like writing a book or telling a story or whatever it might be. I would still not let ChatGPT write my book. I
Yep.
would let it give me exercises to help me
Yeah.
figure out,
Get
um,
you the thinking
right,
uh, prompts.
right, give you the right, or even, um, you know, lots of people have had to take workshops on how to write a book.
Yep.
I know I could get it to give me that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
What is the structure? What is it that
Mhm.
I'm looking for?
Yep.
Help
I
me.
heard something really interesting about AI. I read something really interesting a couple of days ago. Here's what it said: people who are educated, that know how that know how to speak, that know how to carry on a deep conversation. People that are basically educated and know how to do mature conceptual things, can use AI as an amazing assistant. And they even said it's like an Iron Man suit. People who have not gotten to that point and are using AI before they have that are going to be crushed by not maturing their mind for far
First.
enough in order to be able to use it.
That makes so much sense.
Isn't that interesting?
I mean, and it's so funny because, like, I wonder about stuff all the time. Like,
Yeah,
I wonder about like weird things.
yeah,
Like,
me too.
like,
Curiosity.
yeah, like, I'm just curious. Like, why is it? Why is this? Or, you know, I even asked it yesterday, and we don't talk a lot about this, but I feel that religion is a human construct. You also
Mhm.
know I feel that heaven and hell are a human construct.
Yep.
And so I was like, well, I'm curious if religion and heaven and hell are human constructs. God is a human construct. And using the word God as an individual, you know,
Right. Right.
um,
What major religions tell us God is?
right. So, of course, I can't find it. Mystery question, maybe. No, that's not it. Well, anyway, um, oh darn, I wish I should have kept it. Anyway, basically, I was able to have that conversation with ChatGPT, and it didn't admonish me, like whatever. Sometimes I think it leans a little bit toward, um, really how litigious our society is, and it will
Mm,
say things like, um, you can use this to in your homemade body spray, but be sure you don't drink it. Like,
right. Right.
you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like those signs
Right.
that we need,
Warnings.
like, yeah, those signs we need,
Disclaimers.
like don't stop on the train tracks.
Right.
Like, really? Why do we need that sign? So I mean, and so like I will ask questions like that. But anyway,
Mhm.
so it gave me because I said, well, if God and church and religion and heaven and hell is a human construct, well then why is how about like universal truth and universal energy and the law of attraction? That's also a human construct, right? Humans came up with it. And there it was a difference because one is a belief system and one is, I can't remember what it said. Oh gosh, I
Kind of
wish I
an
could remember.
underlying truth or an underlying.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was really something. Anyway, so the idea that you can take this tool, ChatGPT, and I know there are others. ChatGPT was the first one that I was introduced to in a business group that I was in.
Mhm.
And so I've been using it a long time. I
Me
do have
too.
the
It's the
paid
best one as
version.
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and it keeps, it keeps new things, like
Yeah,
new
getting
things
better.
keep showing up. So very much like StreamYard, by the way. So if you like to live stream, StreamYard is not a bad tool. StreamYard keeps coming up with new stuff. But anyway, it just seems to me like if we could all relax a little bit and get comfortable with it,
Mhm.
and just even with the, because isn't there still a free version?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You could use the free version just to have these kind of conversations.
Yep.
Like, what do I need to know to make my journey with AI and ChatGPT a little easier on my human psyche? Like, you could totally ask that question and you would
That's
get a
so
list,
meta.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, so let's go back to, I know you've got experience with clearing clutter, with moving energy, and you've told me some stories. What do you think of the idea of like clearing out that room, turning it into a sanctuary, now actually being able to sleep in it, which is wonderful,
Yep.
um having
Well,
an
can I tell you my
impact on my
experience?
physical well-being? And absolutely you can.
Let me tell you my experience with just like the room.
Ah, wait 1 second. There is somebody I love very much listening, or it was anyway. It was early on. Oh, I don't know if he's still on. Great. If not, anyway, hi. That's my son, the
Sweet.
last comment.
All right.
I turned off the comments, so I'll let him know later. But anyway, go ahead. Tell your story.
How funny. So I'm in a little room that has an air conditioning vent that had a file cabinet pushed up against it. And I was just literally baking in this little room here. Even with the air conditioning on all day, this room it's an upstairs room. It got really hot. And I kind of found I had never moved it because there just wasn't anywhere for it to go. And I said, you know what? I bet AI can help with this. So I drew with paint just the basic furniture in the room. And I said, okay, here's the air conditioning duct here. Where can I move stuff to get this freed up? And it gave me a couple suggestions, and they weren't exactly right, but one of them was close enough that I thought, you know what? If I move that over there, that's freed up. And it worked. It freed it up. I now get um, a bit more cool air. And as soon as I did that, I realized there was a big pile of stuff down here that didn't need to be here anymore. And so just today, I put that away. And then I realized, well, over there, there's another thing that doesn't need to be in this room at all. It's going to go. And it just kind of, it's like a little, it's like it snowballs, right?
So you know what? And I'm telling you, take a picture of the room and ask for help.
I
Just
am absolutely going to
I'm
do
going to
that.
challenge you to do that. Not really because I don't think you're capable of doing it, but I know that you're going to love the experience. I know
Yeah,
you, and I
I
know
hardly
you're
wait
going
to
to
do
love
that.
the
I didn't
experience.
realize that was the process you'd mentioned. And now I'm like, dang, all right, let's do this. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just try
I
it. And anybody that is listening, although I don't know who is listening, we got a couple coming and going, but anybody that is listening, I would bet even with the free version, and there are other AIs that you can get a free version of too.
yep,
Correct.
correct.
I
Google
don't I don't
Gemini.
know about the Google one. The Google AI answering thing is kind of, but an actual AI situation. I'd be really interested to hear, if anybody tries it, what kind of success you have with it. Because to be honest, I think there's a workshop or a PDF or something in here with,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I could come up with the prompts and give you instructions on what to do,
Yep. Take
and
four
then
pictures of your
it's a
room.
give and take. That, and I will say that I pushed back, or I would say, no, you forgot. Like, no, remember we said this or
Yep,
this.
yep, yep.
And I got to tell you this one thing that was just absolutely mind boggling to me. When it was all said and done, I gave away 4 totes, like, regular size, not humongous ones, but not the
Right.
little bitty ones, like normal size, if you know what I mean by
Yep.
that,
Yep.
filled with containers.
Oh, wow. Containers of containers.
Containers, 4 of them. Containers, little containers, big containers, shoebox containers, containers with lids. I put the containers that didn't have lids or were broken or whatever in the recycle bin.
Yep.
Anything that was useful, I put in these totes and gave them away. Literally, I put it on the, buy nothing. Um, I have to call him back. I put it on the buy nothing Facebook group, the
Oh, yeah. Right.
garage sale site.
Right.
And
The
within
giveaway.
5 minutes, the picture of those boxes, somebody was here within an hour to pick them up. It was just crazy. So
That's awesome.
anyway, it was just nuts. Sorry. I am getting ready for surgery.
Right. Right. We got a lot going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we're closing in on time to sign off anyway. Although we didn't do so well this time. I had to hang up in the beginning. And
yeah, that's okay.
Anyway, so here's the bottom line. Whatever it takes to clear the clutter, it's really interesting. Whatever it takes to clear the clutter, I think it just has such an effect on your mindset and on your state of being and on your well-being, and not only that, but the energy in your home. So whatever it takes to do that, I say do it. And not only that, but if you need some help, right? I mean, there were times where I thought, oh, let me call a professional organizer.
Oh, right. Yep.
Well, yeah, that's like $100 an hour.
Right. And you've got most of that from ChatGPT.
I really truly did. I really truly did. And I kept sending pictures at different stages. Like, here's where I am now. Here's where I am now. There's hundreds of pictures in it. Well, maybe not hundreds, but every day, 3,
okay. So you kept updating it with your progress.
Right. And then because I kept getting stuck.
Yeah.
I would get to like a point, okay, well, I've done this and I've done this. Now look at this. I've got like, 7 boxes of things to donate and 3 things of trash and blah, blah, whatever. And I don't know what to do, because the last thing I wanted was to clear out this room and then turn the rest of my house into a disaster area.
Right, right. Just like, kicking the can down the road or just moving stuff around.
Right. So I was careful to manage it within garbage days,
Sure.
because I did twice. I filled up the trash can to the point where nothing else would fit, to put it out on the road. But it was all good. It was good. I do not love putting things in the landfill. I can't really. It was hard. That was hard to do.
Yep. When we cleaned out my mom's apartment, so much stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so bad for the land. I don't, and it's like, well.
But yeah, you have to. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know.
Right.
So sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. But I felt good because I donated way more than I threw away. Absolutely donated way more than I threw away. I recycled the stuff that could be recycled. So there was that. And then I wound up, like moving furniture around even. So I did buy a few things, but I got things. I went shopping in my house. So that helped in other areas too,
Sweet.
So, and I used, I went to Wally World, as I do.
Yep.
And I bought moving boxes.
Okay.
They're like $1 and some change. I think it was actually a small size. They're like 12 by 15 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing of it is, I liked putting them in boxes because A, cardboard. Even though I paid for them, A, it's cardboard, not giant plastic black bags. So to me, that's good for my sensibilities and my in alignment with, who I am. B, they were so nice to stack. Like it was all the same,
Yep.
you know. So I was able to take the boxes, fill them up, stack them really nicely. I mean, I did have some boxes I had saved and I, used from other things, but they just it made the process neat and tidy on the way out. And then
Yep.
this, I had people come and pick some stuff up, and then this morning it was all out on the porch, and Vietnam Veterans of America came, and I want to say it was 12 boxes and like 6
Hmm.
reusable shopping bags
Yep.
full of stuff that got donated. So
I
so
just
the
remembered. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just remembered something that I had worked on a while ago when I first started this process. And this this was actually from probably a book that I was reading or a web page. And they said, here's what you can do. You when you put something in the box, you take a piece of paper and you write down what you put in the box, and then the next thing go in the box and you write that down. And I said, that's kind of silly. I bet I could do it with a little voice recorder or record it on my phone,
Hmm.
and then take that and put that into AI and say, okay, AI, give me a list of all my boxes and what's in each box. Now, with your idea of the pictures, I bet you could take a picture on like a top view of your box and have AI give you a list of everything in the box so that if you're looking for it, you
I
know,
did not care about anything in any box.
okay. So for me,
All of my boxes were for donating.
got it. For me, my
The-
boxes are to store stuff that I want to get back to at some point. And I, instead of looking
And
through
then
10
and then
boxes,
the very first thing you have to do is, am I ever actually going to get back to this?
true. That's a bigger picture question.
Well, I mean, it is, because if you really want to wrangle this and get it under control,
Yeah, that's true.
because I mean, I get the idea of, and I could have certainly done that, but then I'd have a room full of boxes.
True. Yep. And I'm
And I
okay with
wouldn't
that part.
have, I mean, now I have like this amazing space with a shelf and 2 stands on either side of it. Like
It's truly clean.
at least a third of my crystal collection is out and displayed where I can
Oh,
see
love
it,
it.
look at it, pick them up, touch them, work with them. I still have
Yeah.
more to unpack, but so the idea is, truly to get to the place where energy can flow.
Yeah. Yep. And you're right.
So
The boxes cannot be in this room. And
no, I mean, it's a start, but that was the thing that was the place where I always got stuck.
right. And what do you
I
do
would
with
feel
it?
okay, well, yeah, that's what I did. I moved stuff. So now I put all the containers in a container, and I put all the stuff in this box,
That's right.
and
Yep.
then
You're
stuff,
right.
it's
I'm just avoiding that.
well, you are, right? I mean, and it is what it is. Everybody's on a different journey.
Yeah.
But the truth is, to get true freedom from the stuff, you got to get rid of the stuff.
Got to get rid of this stuff.
Like,
Yep.
the
Okay.
boxes still have a cord connected to your energy.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that's me. Now, are they, if they're things of value, then they should be in places of value, right?
That's
And
well
if
said.
they're projects or things you want to get back to, things you started, I kept, out of everything I started and all the craft stuff, I kept 2 things. I
Mm,
kept 2 projects, and I don't even know if I'm actually going to finish them, but it's 2 crochet projects.
okay.
And one I could, you know what, in the winter or something, I know I can finish for sure. Another one might have to take a a left turn into a different direction and become something different, but
Right.
I will be able to,
Becomes a hat
use
instead of
it.
a sweater.
So, that's the idea. So, but if we're, you know, I feel like my intuition is more on point.
Hmm.
My cards are more, I'm not clogged up in my filter with all this clutter and all the, you know, it just felt so dishonorable to my home.
Yeah. Interesting. That's really
It
interesting.
just felt like, I mean, I, 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 my husband worked hard. I worked hard. I manifested this house.
Hmm.
I didn't manifest it paid for. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Like there is
Right.
no proof. But
Right.
I manifested this house. This was the house I saw in my dreams.
Mm.
And then I fill the room up that I've been waiting for with crap.
Yep.
You know what
Okay.
I mean?
I feel
So,
the honor, that the whole honor concept around that is really
right,
strong.
and it's funny because I've done property clearings for people and I can feel the energy when they're filled with junk.
Hmm.
The energy feels different. And by junk, I mean, one person's junk is another person's
Sure.
treasure. So,
Collections.
junk is not really judgment. It's just junky energy, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, but you can feel the difference. You can, when you actually connect, because I do it remotely and you can feel the difference. So, I don't know. I think it would be really easy to be like, some of those people. Have you ever run across somebody who's lost a ton of weight and all of a sudden wants to tell everybody how they could possibly do it?
Yeah.
So it totally could become that if I weren't careful. Um, but it's not. So
But it's a
I'll
great
try not to
lesson.
preach too much.
It's a great lesson in not only why to do it, but how to do it. And
Yeah,
you
I mean,
kind of hit both.
it was just so. I mean, because I can't tell you how many times I stood in that doorway and said, I just don't. I'm stuck. I don't know what to
Yep.
do. I would look
Just
at it.
file
I
right
would
over there.
almost, yeah. I mean, I would almost be in tears
Mm.
because I just didn't know what to do. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted it to look like or feel like or be like, and then I just couldn't figure out how to
Yeah.
get there.
Yep.
You know. So I have two more, well, three if you count the garage, but my car fits in the garage. So,
Mine does too.
um, yeah, your car got to fit in the
I
garage.
know. We've never let it get that bad.
Yeah. But there's two more. One is a storage room. Well, they're both storage rooms actually, that really need addressing. But one of the storage rooms is filled with stuff that belongs to other people. Shall we say offspring?
Interesting.
Um, and
Interesting.
it's been there for as long as we've lived here, and neither one of them came looking for it. So now I'm supposed to hold on to your clutter.
Take a picture of it
Anyways,
and say, okay, guys, who wants what?
yeah, right. There you go. So anyway, so I mean, I just wonder, the ads and things that I'm seeing for AI, for ChatGPT, for whatever, seem to be moving in this direction. Use it to
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah.
Use
You,
it to
you
help you
don't need to
live an
buy anything
easier
to do it.
life,
Right.
right? I
You don't
mean,
need to buy anyone else's prompts to do this.
no, right. But you know what? Maybe you do.
Oh, maybe that's true. Maybe it's helpful to have some
And John, maybe
guidance.
we're going to write prompts and we're going to want to sell them. Don't tell anybody they don't need to buy them. No, I'm just kidding. But I think, I think there's valid concerns like with actors about image or their likeness
Mhm.
and the voice, right?
Yep.
Like
Both
like
clonable.
uh, clone voices. But you always those are the stories you hear, whether they're actually even true or not. Who knows? Those stories could be AI generated. The stories about AI,
Taking
pretending to
over.
be somebody. Who
Yeah.
knows? But what I'm doing does not involve a voice. It does not involve my likeness. ChatGPT does not have any idea what I look like, and it doesn't matter because I'm using it as a tool, as an
Yeah. It's a tool
information,
for us.
as a database, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, um, and sometimes when I'm working on things, meditations or programs or whatever, it's just as really good, like to go, this is what I'm thinking, blah, 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 like brain dump. Can you just take what I typed with no additional input and organize it in a way that I can read it? And like mirror it back to me so I can
Mhm.
understand what the heck is going on in my own
Yep.
head.
Yep.
Like it's very valuable for that.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
um I think that's that really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other thoughts? I mean, I know you, techie as you are all over AI. So
Yeah. just but using it for physical things is kind of a new branching out, clutter,
Yeah, I know. It's
moving
like
the file
interesting,
cabinet.
right?
Yeah, very
Like,
interesting.
I mean, I wonder, could you like, I don't know, crazy things like um a picture of a couple of different clothing items or whatever and some shoes and say, could you pick me an outfit? Or, I mean, honestly,
Wow.
a lot of times I really am wondering about this. Why do we need to
Mhm.
have a sign on the train track that says don't stop on the tracks? Like, why do we need that?
Right.
I don't understand why we need that. Or honestly, sometimes in my endeavor to learn Facebook, like advertising, like
Mhm,
social
mhm.
media advertising, sometimes, and I don't read like these things that are this long. So I will copy it and paste it and put it into ChatGPT, and I will say, I didn't write this. Can you give me the structure? And most of the time, when it seems to be a compelling ad, it's like, yes, that actually follows this structure:
Oh, cool.
the pain point, the promise,
Yep.
and the results, or
Right.
is basically what it is. So it's
That's
it's
really
kind of,
smart. I like that.
it's, or if I read something somebody's posted and I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't ever
Mhm.
share anything unless I confirm it. So I'll
That
put it
Yep.
in and I'll say, what do you get on this? And then I'll get, like, well, this is confirmed, this is not confirmed, this
Yeah.
is,
Yep.
and,
Super
and
smart.
then you can get sources and everything. So if you use it and don't let it use you, which I
Mhm.
don't, I mean, I even asked it if it would be able to take over the world. It said no.
Yeah.
So anyway, so those of you that listened this far, and we really appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks for
It's
watching. Thanks for participating.
next time we come back, I won't have any brain in my ear anymore, so that'll be good. Um, who knows what that conversation will be like. So we will keep you posted as to the next schedules.
Yep.
We'll get them lined up on YouTube. And for now, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Love to see that number go up a little bit.
Yep.
And meanwhile, we also have plans to hear back from Lisa and, astrology and the divine feminine. So keep an eye out for that. And I think that's that, right?
Indeed.
Any final thoughts?
Nope. Just keep doing what you're doing and sending everyone love and light.
There you go. So we'll give everybody the high five. High five.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. And if if you saw that, go do that for yourself in the mirror. Give yourself a high five. Whatever you did today, give yourself a high five because you got through it. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you all so much. And I will see you in a couple of weeks, probably. And then have a marvelous day.